Good morning, Unity of Hagerstown. Welcome. So glad that you're here with us this morning as we celebrate our freedom and sing the power of I am. I am whole, I am free, I am everything I think I can be. I am healthy and I am strong. I am right where I belong. I've got the power, I've got the power of I am. I am joyful, I am healed, I am open to the paths that are revealed. I am faithful and I am blessed. I am free from all worry and stress. I've got the power, I've got the power of I am. Let me hear you. I've got the power, I've got the power, I've got the power of I am. I've got the power, I've got the power, I've got the power of I am. Well, I am loving, I am love. I've got everything I need, I am enough. I am confident and I am unique. And I am positive with every word I speak. I've got the power, I've got the power of I am. Oh, I am. I've got the power, I've got the power, I've got the power of I am. I've got the power, I've got the power, I've got the power of I am. Let me hear you. I've got the power, I've got the power, I've got the power of I am. I've got the power, I've got the power, I've got the power of I am.
Yeah. Woo, yes. Oh my goodness, that's a great way to get us started here today. And welcome to Unity of Hagerstown. Good to see each and every one of you. Welcome to those online. We're glad that you're here with us. I have a quote here from Eric Butterworth. He typed out, or maybe his secretary did, I don't really know. But, this is found in the Unity archives. The real keynote of American freedom that we celebrate on the 4th of July is the freedom of thought, the only true freedom we have ever have. Thus, I can think of no better theme for an Independence Day message than one devoted primarily to mental reconditioning, the careful preservation of man's freedom of thought. Guess what we're talking about today? Let's go ahead and begin our service with an opening prayer. I'm going to share with you a prayer from Unity that was sent out for July 4th. I thought we could use it for today. So taking a moment, just going within, settling. As a divine expression of the infinite, I claim and embody freedom for myself and for all beings. My thoughts, words, and actions bear witness to truth. Separation is illusion. Unity is our sacred nature. I call back every fragmented part of myself with love and courage. I release fear and stand rooted in divine belonging. This day is holy ground. This breath is liberation. I am present, I am whole, I am free. And in this knowing, I affirm that freedom lives in us, moves through us, and blesses this world as one radiant, indivisible life. And so it is. Amen. If you'll join me in our vision statement. Together, Unity of Hagerstown exists to inspire awakening to the divine within and honor the sacred in all. Now we'll have the reading of the daily word with Linda.
Good morning, everybody. Today's word for July 5th, 2026 is interdependence. At our best, members of the human family rely upon and support one another. We give and we receive. We help and are helped. We comfort and are comforted. I remember this if at times I feel alone in the world. Even if I'm tempted to cope with a difficult situation on my own, I will accept an offer of help if it comes. Likewise, if I see someone struggling, I will offer to lighten a load. With each interaction, I deepen my awareness of the infinite goodness in all people. I also express my spiritual nature more fully and easily as I communicate, cooperate, and contribute to the good of others and open my heart to receive. We belong to one another, united in our divinity and interdependent in our humanity. The scripture today comes from Peter chapter 3, verse 8, and it states, "Finally, all of you have unity of spirit, sympathy, love for one another, a tender heart, and a humble mind." Please join me in our affirmation found on the screen. Together. I am connected with all beings. We are one in God. Let's say it one more time so it'll really stick. I am connected with all beings. We are one in God. Let's just take a moment to reflect. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. We have a time to greet one another, handshake, hug, namaste, whatever your preference is. If you'd like to say hello to our Facebook friends or YouTube friends, come in this general area. The camera's right on me right now, but I think Ken is so good with AV, he can make it go anywhere. But let's give him a break and just come here. Okay, let's greet each other. I do want to say hello to our Facebook friends, our online friends. We appreciate you so much. We hope you are enjoying this wonderful 250th anniversary weekend of this beautiful country. And if you would like to, go ahead and put a message of welcome in the comment section. We welcome you. Why don't you welcome each other? Thank you.
My one bang keeps following. little peace and joy. Reach out and spread a little peace and joy. If you want to make a difference in this world, there's just one thing to do. You gotta reach out and spread a little peace and joy. Peace and joy. Reach out and sing a little harmony. Reach out and sing a little harmony. If you want to make a difference in this world, there's just one thing to do. You gotta reach out and spread out, sing a little harmony. You gotta reach out and spread a little peace and joy. Peace and joy. You gotta reach out and spread a little love around.
Thank you, thank you. Wonderful. Appreciate the music today for sure. So we're continuing on celebrating the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence here today. There we go. I mean, not that we signed it here today. We're continuing the celebration today. So, oh, let's see. Oops, somehow or another, this has gotten out of order. And I am note dependent today, so I apologize for that. Okay, I don't have my first page. That's okay, we'll figure it out. So we're talking about freedom today. We're wanting to honor this country, the spirit of freedom and independence that is woven into the fabric in this country. We also want to honor those who have come to these shores with a hope and a dream, and what typically the first thing they may have seen is Lady Liberty, right? So Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty, originally named Liberty Enlightening the World. Presented to the United States by France in 1886, stands at Liberty Island in New York Harbor, and it welcomes all visitors, all immigrants, all returning Americans as well. The broken shackles lying at the lady's feet are symbolic of liberty from oppression and tyranny. The 7 spikes in the crown signify the 7 continents, the 7 seas. And as the statue's name implies, the torch signifies enlightenment. Okay. So the new Colossus, written by Emma Lazarus in 1883, was attached to the statue in 1905. And here's just part of that. Here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. I just love that. And I also believe that there is an invitation within each of us for this enlightenment, and an invitation for us to give over our tired, repetitious thoughts, or the poor thoughts that, whether it's poor in health or poor in wealth, and the huddled mess of mass thinking that we may cling on to as well. We're invited to know that we are free indeed in spirit, free to choose our thoughts, free to choose our words and our actions. Now, there may be times when we're trying to gain our own freedom from maybe a belief we've held on to for a little bit too long, and we may have success with it at times. Or maybe there is a circumstance that we're trying to free ourselves from, or free ourselves from the power over it, or the power from it. Times when we're trying to move into a different way of being, much like moving into a new country. Most of us have probably experienced the frustration of trying to change and feeling unable to do so. We may have a couple days of change behavior, and maybe even after New Year's Eve, a couple weeks of change behavior. But it quickly goes back to the way it was, right? This may be indicative of a belief that's held deep within us that's preventing the change. Reverend Linda Martella-Whitsett tells us much of what we believe we have unintentionally acquired, unknowingly held, and unconsciously enacted. This is especially true of limiting or negative beliefs because they are backed by strong emotions. It takes perseverance, it takes awareness to remember that we have the power of choice, that we are not defined by the past, our thinking in the past. We need to train our mind, in other words. I remember, has anybody tried to train a dog? Yeah. Well, I remember training Grayson, and he would do great when it was just he and I. Sit, yes. Stay, yes. But as soon as someone else entered into the home, he was just a mess. He'd be jumping up and down on them. In fact, one friend came over, and she had put her purse on the couch. We moved into the kitchen, and Grayson went into her purse to eat the chocolate there. Yeah, okay, so just a mess. Too often, though, our minds are like that, chasing cars, chewing things that they shouldn't, and just not behaving at all. Reverend Dr. Andrette Earl tells us, we naively expect our mind to respond to our wisest suggestions, even though we have not trained it to do so. Just as a dog who has never been trained to respond to the command heel is unlikely to shift its focus from whatever it was doing pre-command, likewise, our human mind, engaged in its monkey mind machinations, continue to whirl with thoughts of doubt and fear, even as we shout commands to correct course. I can tell that you guys can relate to that. Earl goes on to tell us that mindfulness is the solution, paying attention to your thoughts, becoming mindful of that. And just as in training a dog, your thoughts need to have a pack leader, and that's you, okay? You have to set your intention for clarity, for dominion over those thoughts, bringing consistency in that awareness, and remembering that we have the power to choose our thoughts. Our thoughts do not run us unless we allow them to. We can choose them. Ernest Holmes tells us the trained mind is far more powerful than the untrained mind. So why are we talking about untrained minds when we started off with freedom? Because we want freedom from those thoughts that keep playing around in our mind, freedom of those thoughts of unworthiness, of limitation, freedom of those thoughts that tell us we're not good enough, freedom of condemnation, of complaining, whatever it is, freedom to choose again. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, tells us it's not difficult to eliminate belief in strife and contention. If petty quarrels, jealousy, uncharitable thoughts come into my life, I overcome them by a quiet but positive denial made in the realization that no error has any power or reality in itself. It's just a thought, in other words. It's just a thought, and we can say, oh, I see that thought. I've had that thought before, but I'm not going to engage that thought. Turn away from those thoughts, and your thinking changes. When we pivot from those life-denying thoughts and choose instead life-affirming ones, focusing on what is good, what is true, what is healing, our lives change as well. Again, like I said, sometimes we may have tried to get off that hamster wheel of negative thinking or, reoccurring thoughts that aren't serving us. So today we're going to talk about a few ways in which we can do this. Again, awareness, I believe, is the first step, becoming aware of what we're thinking, right? Paying attention to that. Jennifer Pricing tells us, through consistent, mindful pauses, we can reinvent ourselves and move away from a sense of separation to living as embodiments of the divine. When we are more in attune to our relationship to existence, the ruminating diminishes. Our minds focus on the present moment instead of worry and fear. We uncover gratitude for life's little gifts. We move from a sense of brokenness and misery to surrender, trusting deeply that there is more, that we are more. In the Hebrew Testament, when Moses was told by God to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, he went to Pharaoh and he said, "Thus saith the Lord, let my people go." Well, in Unity, we do like to look at things metaphysically, don't we? In which every character in the story is really symbolic of a state of consciousness within us. People, even the people of the Israelites, really are symbolic of the thoughts that people are minds. And Pharaoh, of course, is representing the ego's attempt to control everything. We need to let go of those thoughts that are on repeat, and we do that with a strong Moses. Determination. Keep coming back to it. Keep coming back to it. Leading our thoughts back to presence, back to spirit. When we do that, when we attune, when we align with our higher self, the ruminating diminishes. The fears diminish. The worries diminish. The revealing word is a kind of a unity standard in which it defines different qualities. And it gives the definition of freedom as the quality or state of being without thought of restraint, bondage, limitation, or repression. And then it goes on to say that freedom is having a sense of complete well-being. Well-being. It's equating freedom with well-being. And that's, again, spiritual freedom is what we're talking about. When we are aligned with that presence within us, there is that sense of well-being. We are free from complaining. We are free from thoughts of not enough. We do this through our spiritual practices, through prayer, through meditation, through whatever brings you into alignment with your higher self. There, yes, that spiritual freedom means that we have the freedom to rewrite the story of our life at any point. At any point, coming back to knowing who we are as an expression of spirit. We have the power of choice. Moses, before he was sent on his quest, had an encounter with the burning bush, of course, that burned but was not consumed, in which he was ordered to take off his shoes because this was holy ground. When we have an inner experience of that presence, recognizing the divine is in all, we know that all is holy ground. We take off our own personal limited viewpoint, all limited thoughts, and are grounded in that holy state. We see the divine within ourselves, within our families, within our neighbors, within all. We see the promised land of living from this state, of being spiritually free, and we enjoy a state of well-being. So a couple more ideas on how to live this, because I think we probably all know this, but it's helpful to remind ourselves. I was recently at a gathering, and one woman was consumed with anxiety. She was just a very anxious person, was not able to move past that. So these are some things that we can do. First, again, become aware of our thoughts, become aware of our beliefs, conscious and unconscious beliefs. Move from that victim mentality, move away from that, becoming aware of how we may have blamed others for things that have happened in our lives, how we may have blamed ourselves for things that have happened in our lives. Notice the difference between what we believe to be true and what is actually spiritually true. For instance, maybe we believe, I can't work out. I just can't. But what is spiritually true is that I have the power and strength to take care of my body. Notice how we may be provoked into moving back into that small, thinking, that small mentality. Again, this kind of awareness comes from journaling, from prayer, from meditation. It comes from our spiritual practices. Noticing if there's a gulf between our life and our spiritual beliefs, how we're living, and our core values. And then when we do notice that, what do? We amp up our spiritual practices. That's what we do. Develop more practices that help us focus on the truth of who we are as spirit expressing. Become aware of our thoughts. Then we can also speak words of denial. Our words are important. They carry weight. They're creative. Allowing words of denial, not denying that we're having that thought, but denying the power of that thought over me, releases that falsehood, that error thought. Words such as let go or release, or even I deny the power of that thought, are all very effective. And then following that with knowing that you have the quality within to do what you want to do. I deny the power of, the habit of complaining. I know that I have the understanding to move forward. I deny the power of, thoughts of limitation or lack. I know that I am connected to the source of all. Do you see how that works? These are ways that we reprogram our mind, becoming aware of who we are in spirit, as spirit. Abraham Hicks tells us freedom is the basis of that which you are, because everything that comes to you comes in response to the thoughts you think. And no one has control over the thoughts you think other than you. You are free to be healthy, happy, prosperous. You can claim your freedom, or you can live in shackles. No matter what is happening in the world, you have the choice. True freedom is knowing that we have that choice always to be free of limiting beliefs or negative thoughts, feeling free to grow, to love, to be living a joyful life. And again, we may sometimes forget we have this freedom. That's part of our human nature, I believe, but we come back to it. We can transform our thinking in any situation and experience that spirit of freedom by tuning into it and utilizing the power of choice. And this is where I believe community can be really helpful, because if I'm having a bad day in my stinking thinking, someone else can see something different in me. If someone else is having a bad day, perhaps someone can look at you and see the good, remind you of the good that you are. Charlie Brown and Lucy were looking out a window, and Charlie Brown says, "Oh, Lucy, look at all the spots on this window. Every corner has a spot." And Lucy said, "Charlie Brown, don't you know that windows are for looking through, not at? We choose our point of view. We choose where we're looking. We have that freedom where we place our attention. We can look at what's wrong, or we can see the bigger picture. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom, says 2 Corinthians 3:17. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. The Lord, metaphysically, is our I am, is our higher self, is our Christ consciousness. And wherever you go, because it is within you, there is freedom. The freedom is that inner quality, that inner feeling of well-being. With freedom, we can choose to move away from the not good feelings to wholeness, recognizing we are whole, created in divine mind. Jennifer Picnic, and yes, I think that is her last name, tells us, allow anything that taints your feeling of wholeness to fall into non-existence. To me, this is what it means to be truly liberated. Divinity in this moment, as you and me, is all there is. We are free to choose the promised land, my friends, the higher consciousness, or again, we can remain in shackles of our own making. There's a spirit of freedom within us, though, that invites us to trust that the universe is good, that the universe is loving, that there is a presence within us that is within awe, working towards good. Tom Thorpe was a Unity minister. I guess he's still living, so he's still a Unity minister. But he was an instructor at Unity Spiritual Institute, and I had a couple of classes with him. And he wrote that many are familiar with the promise that Jesus made, the truth will set you free. But they forget the first part of that verse. If you continue in my word, you are truly my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. It's a commitment. It's a commitment to keep coming back, recognizing who we are. When we align with the Christ consciousness within, we know freedom. Utilizing our power of release, we can let go of the old beliefs, those things that are no longer serving us, and affirm the truth of our being. Our spiritual practices enable us to live from our essence, from our divine nature, from that presence within. Just a few minutes a day, reading the daily word, a little time of meditation, affirmative prayer, journaling, time spent in the silence, and we can discover that spirit of freedom. So I want to kind of shift the focus a little bit, because I think that for many, there's an underlying feeling of unworthiness that leads to a lot of the negative thinking of being not good enough. But what if, when we start feeling unworthy, we can stop, pause, take a breath, and ask, well, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel in this moment? We want to feel worthy. Maybe we want to feel, that presence within us, that well-being, and gently let go of the unworthiness thoughts and turning our thoughts to that Spirit of God, our true self. I'd like to share with you a daily word from 1950. It's a good one, though. I'm modifying some of the language just to update it, but sometimes we have a feeling of depression without being able to see any reason for it. Such a feeling is usually the result of an inner sense of insecurity. The self of us that feels guilty or unworthy or insecure is not our true self. This self may give way to depression, but always there is a divine self of us that knows itself as worthy, as beloved. We can keep poised and steady by continuing lifting up the divine self of us. The more we affirm that we are worthy and beloved, the less subject we are to periods of depression and moodiness. Even when we do not feel like a worthy and beloved child of God, we need to tell ourselves, remind ourselves of this truth. Feelings of guilt, of self-condemnation are destructive, but we can build ourselves up. We can renew that feeling of confidence and poise that comes when we remember who we are, when we align with that presence within. We can know that we are worthy, that we are beloved. I invite you to join me in this affirmation. Together, I am free, I am unlimited, because I am spirit. We're going to move into a time of meditation now, so I invite you just to get comfortable. Find your favorite meditation position. You could even lie down if you want. We have enough space today. Let's begin to notice our breath. The inhale, the exhale. And just begin to notice if any thoughts come up, just noticing them, allowing them to be noted, but not engaged in. I invite you to allow my voice, my words, these words I say, to speak for you. And of course, if you need to translate it so it resonates more with you, feel free to do that. I am a divine expression of the infinite. I claim and embody freedom for myself, for all creation. My thoughts, words, and actions bear witness to truth that separation is illusion, unity is our nature. I am one with all creation. I call back every fragmented part of myself with love and courage. The part that feels misunderstood, the part that feels like it's not enough. I release fear and stand rooted in divine belonging. I stand on holy ground. This breath is liberation. This breath is freedom. This breath is presence. I am whole. I am free. Freedom lives within me, moves through me, blesses this world as one radiant, indivisible life. As we move into a time of silence, I invite you to come back to this idea of freedom. If you find your thoughts drifting away, simply affirm, I am divine. I am divine. Taking those words deep in your heart, connecting to that presence of spirit within you. Recognizing that you can be free from the shackles of fear and hesitancy. I am free to live and love and create my life anew in the silence. I am free to choose again and again, remembering that I am spirit expressing. And as we bring our meditation time to a close, we do so with gratitude in our hearts and an open mind and open heart as we move on to the next song.
right where I am, a piece of the puzzle, a part of a plan. I am free. I clean up my debt. I take time to accept all the beauty around me. I won't walk like a slave today, chained to my regrets. My past and my future fade. I forgive, I won't forget that I am free. In the truth of each moment, by the love heaven sent, in my heart I believe that I am free. With the bird songs in the morning, bright light from the sun and moon, I feel the wind, the sand, the sea. I won't act like a slave today, suffering to survive. My past and my future fade. I find myself alive, and I am free. Right where I am, a piece of the puzzle, a part of a plan. I am free. I follow my breath, mindful of each step I take on this curious journey. I won't walk like a slave today, chained to my regrets. My past and my future fade. I forgive, I won't forget that I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free.
Thank you, Brent and Patty. That's a beautiful song. Let's join together in prayer once more from this place of connection, communion. Let us give thanks for this community. Let us give thanks for this beautiful day. Give thanks for this wonderful country. We bless the tithes, the offerings, and we dedicate them to the work of this ministry, helping everybody know that freedom, that sense of well-being within. And so it is. Amen.
I'll get the words right. Like the birds in the sky, like the dragonfly, like the trees listening. What lives in them lives in me. I am grateful to be breathing, heart beating, joyous and free, even heart beating, joyous and free. Even if hard times are all around me, well, I am grateful to be. I am grateful to be. I am grateful to be. Breathing, heart beating, joyous and free. Even if hard times are all around me, well, I am grateful to be. I am grateful to be. I am grateful to be.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Brent and Patty. Okay, we do have a few announcements. These on the bottom of the screen should be ones that you're familiar with. You could check those out. And then upcoming, next Sunday, we have I don't know what else to call it other than a Unity Town Hall. It's just a meeting. We're going to talk about the state of unity, give you an update from the first 6 months of the year financially, touch base about what's going on with the Board of Trustees, and anything else that you would like to discuss. In fact, to start the discussion, we'll be handing out a whole ministry survey or evaluation. And please do that. And even if you can't make it to the meeting, please fill one out and bring it back next week or the following week so the Board of Trustees can see the evaluation, can see where we can improve. Now, this is not just for the minister and the Board of Trustees. This is also an evaluation of the people, of you. So it's a time of reflection to see how am I doing within this community. So there we go. We'll hand them out as you leave. And then we have dinner and discussion. We have changed it from the book because I got told no one reads in the summertime, which, okay. We're doing little booklets instead. That's happening next Wednesday on the 15th. There's a sign-up sheet. Please sign up. It's free. It's a potluck dinner. And the booklets can be had as you go out. It's Strength and Courage in Difficult Times, I believe is the name of the booklet. And then Elaine Silver is going to be here on July 19th, bringing her beautiful angelic voice, followed by a potluck picnic and music by Luke and Jen and friends, I believe. I think they're having friends as well. This is another free event, although the musicians would probably love to be tipped. A donation for them would be great. This is held at Sacred Roots Sanctuary. The address is up there. It's going to be a wonderful time. It really is. And then we also have a need for a prayer partner. We have people who are interested in partnering up, but we have one extra person. So we need a partner for them. So if you're interested, we can provide material for you to move into prayer, an affirmative prayer with confidence. Okay? So if that's pulling on your heart at all, let me know. Okay? We want to get these prayer partners assigned. And I think, see. Oh, the whole ministry survey. I did that. Okay. So at this time, we're going to say goodbye to our Facebook friends, our online friends. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for all the support that you give, whether it's in your prayers, in your thoughts, or financial, or, come in here in person. We just appreciate it all. Thank you.